Hey guys, welcome back to our second video today for our math lesson 103. We're going to be talking about multiplying by 1 and 100. You've already learned how to multiply by 10, so we're going to use those skills to make sure we can apply that to multiplying by 1 and 100. Now remember that multiplying is working with groups of things, equal groups. We have learned to multiply by 10. So let's look at this slide. It says 6 groups of 10. So I just used some cards that each have 10 hearts. So I have 6 cards. That would be my groups. And there are 10 hearts on each card. An easy way to write this would be the multiplication problem. Get my pen here. 6 times 10 equals 60, because I have 6 cards or groups with 10 hearts. 6 times 10 equals 60. Now let's see if we can apply that to some easy multiplication problems. So my first one is 3 times 1. Now most of you can just automatically say, hey, I know that's 3. But I really want you to know that that means I have 3 groups of things with 1 in each one. Sorry, that was my dog sneezing. So that is a total of 3. Now I know that 3 times 10, we've learned our multiplying by 10s, that's 30. But that actually means that I would have 3 groups, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I was doing that fast. And that would be a total of 10, 20, 30. So that's where we get our multiplication from. It's repeated addition or making equal groups. So let's look at this and see if we can come up with a pattern rule. If 3 times 1 equals 3, well, 3 times 10 equals 30. So what do you think, guys, 3 times 100 would equal? If you said 300, you are correct. Excellent job, because I hope you see now a 0 and 2 zeros, a 0 and 2 zeros, which shows an amazing way to look at this pattern. God's created patterns all over the world. If you look in nature, we see patterns everywhere. And it just really does remind us that God's in control, even when it feels a little chaotic to us, and that we can look for these patterns even in our math. Patterns on the backs of leaves. I love to look at the nature component of all of creation that God has given us. So let's look at this now. Let's represent it with blocks. So 3 times 1, well, that would be 3 ones. Use my unit cubes again. 3 times 10 would be 3 tens. And 3 times 100 would be 3 100s, like so. 3 times 1 equals 3. 30, 3 times 10 equals 30. And 300, 3 times 100 equals 300. So it's just an extra way of looking at it with our pattern blocks. So let's practice. Call these out as I go through. 5 times 1 equals 5. 5 times 10 equals 50. 5 times 100 equals 500. I think you got the hang. 6 times 1 equals 6. 6 times 10 equals 60. 6 times 100 equals 600. Here's an extra question. How many zeros are on each side of the equation? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 for a total of 6 zeros. That's a lot of zeros. Now this week, I really want us to focus on these easy multiplication of multiplying by 1. An easy way to remember, guys, anything times 1 is that number. You can on my slide, I hope you can tell you've got some horizontal lines or horizontal problems, that's going from left to right, and vertical. You can write the same type of problem up and down. You see the symbol is an X, that means to multiply. We've seen a lot of minus and a plus for our subtraction and addition. Well, our X is giving us that multiplication symbol to know what we need to do, which is work in equal groups. Well, let's see if we can get started. 1 times 0 equals 0. You don't have any groups of anything, you don't have anything. 1 times 1 equals 2. 1 times 2. Oh, I messed up. See that? Miss Chisholm did it. I need to be sure that I'm not adding. I was adding. Missed that problem. 1 times 1 equals 1, because I only have one group with 1 in it. How about 1 times 2 equals 2? 1 times 3 equals 3. 1 times 4 equals 4. And 1 times 5 equals 5. Let's keep going. 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 times 7 equals 7. 1 times 8 equals 8. 1 times 9 equals 9. 1 times 10 equals 10. Aren't we glad that's easy? 3 times 100 equals 300. 7 times 100 equals 700. 1 times 100 equals 100. 2 times 100 equals 200. 5 times 100 equals 500. Man, that's a lot of zeros on that screen too. All right, guys, I want us to go ahead and work guided class practice together because we have a new type of word problem, which is going to be working with equal groups. Now, when you get a chance, you can go back and do your date, measure your name line. It's asking for a 7-centimeter line, and measure your date line using centimeters. But let's go ahead and get started and look at number 1. Mary bought 6 packages of candy. There are 10 candies in a package. Woo! How many candies does she have? Guys, this is what we call an equal group word problem. So how many groups or how many packages does Mary buy? 6. We are multiplying, which means I'm going to use the X as my symbol to multiply. How many are in each group? Well, how many candies were in each package? 10. I'm going to put C for candies. So 6 times 10 candies equals 60 candies. Our answer is 60 candies. I'll give you a minute to get that written on your own paper today. 6 packages is our groups. 10 in each group, the 10 candies in each package. That's an equal group word problem. Great job. Number 2, draw a picture to show 113. Use our base 10 blocks for models. So 100, 110, and 3 ones. Write that number in expanded form. 100 plus 10 plus 3. And that equals the number 113. Circle the number that shows 113. Well, that's not it. That's got a bunch of zeros. That looks like a lot of zeros. When I push all that together, I get 113. And that's what the number 113 looks like using those digits. All right, let's label some 3D shapes. I know we've learned a lot about those. It says to color the cone yellow. We'll just mark it with a Y for yellow. Color the pyramid blue. We will simply put a B on our pyramid. And color the rectangular prism red. Let's just put an R on that. So we have two shapes left that they don't want us to do anything to. That first one is a sphere and then a cylinder. Great job. Let's move on to our money problem. I have 10 quarters. Woohoo! I'll just put a Q inside all of these coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Making sure I had them all. Give you a second to catch up on your quarters as well. That was kind of hard. So it says, how much money do I have? What is my total? What am I going to skip count, guys, if I'm skip counting or I'm counting quarters? I'm going to skip count by 25. Very good. 25, 50, 75, $1, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2, $2.25, $2.50. So I'm going to use that $2.50. Great job. Number 5. About how long is a new pencil? 1.2 inches. That's like taller than a ruler. I don't think that's right. 1 inch. Woo! That's teeny tiny. Now, some of you boys and girls I know at school try to write with those little pencils. I don't know how you do it, but an inch, no, that's not very even a good estimate. 18 inches, well, that's like a ruler is 12 inches and then some. Oh, that's too much. 7 inches. Yeah, I think that is a good estimate for and about how long a new pencil would be. Good job. All right, well, we got some multiplication. 3 times 100, everybody. 300. 2 times 1, 2. 6 times 10, 60. I love multiplication. Love it, love it, love it. All right, ooh, we got a big addition problem. So let's see, 28 plus 37 plus 53. I'm always going to start in my ones place. So I have 8, 7, and 3. Well, I see really quick that I can make a 10 right there. So 10 plus my 8 that's left would be 18. So I'm going to put my 8 in the ones and carry that 110 to my tens place. Now I'm going to add my tens. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 more is 6, plus 5. That would be 11. So my answer is 118. 92 minus 38. I'm going to have to watch my sign since I messed up on my other one and tried to add on my multiplication. I've got to be careful with those signs. So let's start in the ones place. 2 minus 8. Well, if I have 2, I can't take 8 away from that. So I'm going to have to borrow from my tens. So my 9 tens become 8 tens. I bust that 10 apart and add those little ones to the ones that I already have. Now I have 12. Get my eraser. That's what I tell y'all all the time, isn't it? Need those erasers so we can fix our mistakes. 12 minus 8 now equals 4, and 8 minus 3 equals 5. 54. Last problem today, guys. 63 minus 57. Well, in my ones place, 3 minus 7 I can't do. I'm going to borrow. 6 becomes 5. 3 becomes 13. 13 minus 7 equals 6. And 5 minus 5 equals 0. So you can leave it blank, or if you want to put the 0 there, you can. Excellent job, guys. Side B today is totally optional. Totally up to you whether or not you need the extra practice, or maybe even just work the ones that seem a little more challenging for you. Okay. I love you guys. Miss Chisholm loves you and misses you very much. Good job learning to multiply by 1 and 100 today.